So this is the house right now. There's still a lot of mess in the front, as you can see. They took the first junk truck. They're gonna come back and remove everything else that's needed, but for the most part, we got everything taken out. We did the demo. They removed some of the tile in the bathroom. Not a lot has changed inside from what I see. There is some sheetrock that was placed on the kitchen. But we asked him to prioritize the side of the house, the trees on the side, because the neighbor was complaining that there was too many trees, and he's gonna fix that fence. That's the agreement we came up on. Um, so they took all of those trees out as part of the budget as well. So these are the rooms. They, like I said, they haven't changed much. Not yet. We're actually working on other stuff. We are planning to actually buy our own tile, or at least have them pay for the difference. Or sorry, not have them pay. We are gonna pay for the difference because we're actually getting more expensive tile. I will show you a picture of what my mentor suggested. So it's like a jade green tile, which looks really nice with golden or brass colored fixtures and items. So I think it really has a good contrast, and that's a good color choice from my mentor. Props to Chris Carrillo. He's helping me throughout this flip. There was this leak here, as we spoke before. We already got that fixed. They sent me video of them, pouring water on the top, and there's no water, according to them, going through anymore. This is the backyard, so this is a bunch of the tree stuff that I was talking about. It was a lot in the side, so I think we got a good price on that. There was a bunch of smaller trees, kind of like this one here, but they were just all over here. You can walk through that. So yeah, that team was really did a really good job in that. They just need to dispose of it. And yeah, the neighbors, like I said, is gonna fix the fence. Next, we're starting on the siding, and we actually left the shed. So just a quick update on the house. Excuse the hair and the weird look, the tired look. Um, so we drew 1,500. We were supposed to draw 1,500 for the permits. That was part of the submission. So here it is. This is actually my contractor's scope of work. So I had been asking my contractor for the scope of work. He told me, I'm gonna submit it. I asked him a few times, and I just went with it. He told me we need 16,000 for the next draw, and I had no idea, what to pull out of it. Um, so, I had to sit down with him and actually go through the items, because we found out they were a bit different because we just made them separately. We did an estimate and submitted that to the lender, and our scopes were pretty much different. So he wanted us to draw more than what we had available for the services that were done on the house. So we did the roof, we did demo, and we did permits. And then permits are not paid by the lender. It's only for physical work that is done on the house. So we changed permits to junk because junk wasn't added on the scope. I don't know what happened with that, but we still allotted enough money to complete the work. So it was just more of an estimate than anything. I sat down with the contractor. We, agreed on the prices, and we had a little bit of a misunderstanding at first, because he was like, just pull this much out, and that's not the way it works. I told him, we need to have the work completed, and at the end, if you already drew too much money out, what happens is they won't lend you any more money. For example, if you pull out, 40,000 out of the 50,000 they allowed you for renovations, they say, you have 10,000 remaining, and you still need a bunch of items to work on the house, like siding, floors, everything. They're gonna be like, we're not gonna lend you that money because you still have a lot remaining, and you're not going to be able to finish it with those $10,000. So that's what I explained also to my contractor. We can only draw, because we were trying to draw more somehow in order to do the next steps. I told him that's not something that we can do, but I can, come out of pocket, and then we just pay each other back, or I pay myself, I reimburse myself with the draws. So that was one of the issues that was resolved. Another one was the neighbor complained directly to me and to my mentor, about the trees, because he wanted those removed on his side of the fence so he can fix the fence. That was not in the budget, so we added that to the budget. It didn't affect it much. It's still included within the 50,000 renovation. What else did we do? The roof, like I said, that was already fixed since the last time. The junk was just, most of it was removed. There's still some that needs to be removed in the backyard, including all the branches that were taken off from the new tree. And then I asked them for a quote for that other tree that I showed you earlier. But so far so good. I think it's been around a month. Only, like I said, the roof has been done, but I think we're making good progress. Everything else looks pretty just aesthetic. Fixes that we need to do in the house, siding, no plumbing, no electricity, no foundation. So we got the main parts handled, aside from the AC that still needs to get done. I was talking to my brother in Laredo, and he said he can get an AC installed for 4,000. I mean, charge 7,000, so I'm gonna do a bit more research on the prices to see if we can get costs down. I don't know how my contractor will react to that, because he's trying to keep the full renovation, which I understand the full renovation amount. He does give me good pricing on some areas. I think some areas could be improved, but like I said, I don't know a lot about pricing, so that's one of the questions I'm going to ask my mentor, how we can reduce pricing, and if I should maybe consider having more than one contractor for my next flip, for different aspects. Like, he already recommended a junk removal team at the beginning, so that when the contractor comes and sees the house, then they're like, it's a clean slate. They're gonna charge you way less for the work, because they'll see something that's clean, something that's workable, so that can actually save you a lot of money. So I think that's a good tip for my mentor. Another tip he gave me is keep everything clean. Outside there was a bunch of branches from the storm. I try to go to the house daily, if not like every other day, just to check out any changes that have made. I text my contractor almost daily too, just a quick text, telling him, give me, you can please give me some updates on what's being done today, or when we're continuing with the work. I submitted the draw and I sent them the check. The check was a total of $12,250. So that is like a big chunk of the draws. And yeah, that's gonna be used for the next work, because we actually had put more money towards the roof than what we spent. So that was a plus. We spent 7,500 on the roof, and we are actually getting 10,000. So yeah, we're getting some good money. So yeah, please comment below if you have any questions about the flip or the process. Anything that you want to ask about the flipping process, my mentor, anything that I missed, any comments, you want me to change my shirt or something, just let me know. Yeah, see you next time.